Right, so we're very rapidly entering the heart of the transfer window, because it's only a very small gap between now and the start of the Premier League season. We're talking about September the 12th. That's 5 weeks. 5 weeks of activity where Leeds have to show intent. We're no longer a big fish in a small pond. And this is something that I've had to really kind of come to terms with, because the last 2 years in the Championship have been both heartbreaking and fantastic in the same sense, because we've done so well. Have we almost conditioned ourselves to winning non-stop? In the Premier League, that's going to be different unless we make some smart investments. Then it's got to start soon. We've got our confirmed cases. We've got Harrison back on a season-long loan. Melier has signed as well from Lorient on a 3-year deal. What was looking good was the signing of Joe Gelhardt from Wigan. This £1 million wonder kid. This bright prospect for the future. Now, the deal was set to go through. He's visited Thorpe Arch. He's kind of had the chat with the board and everything, but seems to have taken a little bit of a stumbling block. Are Wigan waiting for a higher bid? Is Joe Gelhardt preferring a move to Everton, let's say? So that hasn't been finalised. Hopefully it's just a matter of time when we're looking a little bit too into it. We just don't want to repeat with the Dan James situation. That just wouldn't be great. But the rumours continue to fly through. I'm seeing here that we've stepped up our interest in Emiliano Buendia, the Norwich playmaker. There's no surprise to this link, considering the fact that Buendia is an Argentine. He's a creative footballer, loves the kind of one-touch passing. He'll get along fantastically with Bielsa, and is really the kind of person, the kind of footballer that he would really be interested in. Norwich have put a £25 million price tag on him. Is that too much? We've almost pretty much got it confirmed that Leeds United have a budget of £45 million to spend. That's how much Radrizzani is giving Bielsa for this window. And there's quite a few areas that we want to strengthen in. We need another centre forward. We need a centre back. We need a creative midfielder. Are we also looking at another goalkeeper? And a couple of these targets are all kind of in this 25 mil to 30 mil price range. That's really not going to leave us a whole lot of money to use. Now, I'm a firm believer in the fact that we don't need to spend big. We don't need to get the checkbook out and start throwing it at teams. We really don't. We need to keep our structural integrity. That's what's needed. I like players like Buendia that we're getting linked with. Is 25 mil going to be too much? Maybe. Also being linked with Ollie Watkins as well from Brentford. Marcelo Bielsa is apparently wanting to bring him on board, depending on whether or not Brentford can overcome Fulham in the playoff finals. That would definitely solve our issues of having a clinical striker up front, wouldn't it? Scoring 25 championship goals. He's no stranger to putting the ball in the back of the net. He's got to be close to the top of Bielsa's transfer list. But again, Brentford are going to want a huge amount. It's looking like they'll want 30 mil for Ollie Watkins, and a similar kind of price range for Said Benrahma, who apparently we are still in the race for, but we're having to kind of go up against teams like Chelsea, West Ham as well. And again, all depending on whether or not Brentford get promoted or not tomorrow. This is an interesting one that I like the look of. Sorting out the left back position, because although we've had brilliant players filling in there this season. That's really what it's been. Players filling in. Dallas isn't a natural left-back. Alioski wants to maraud forwards non-stop. And is Barry Douglas going to cut it in the Premier League? He didn't with Wolves. So we're looking for this Iranian player from Ghent, Milad Mohammadi. Apparently he's been in exceptional form with Ghent. One of their mainstays in their team, taking them to second in the league behind Bruges. And this is more kind of in the range of the money that I want us to be spending on players. About 6.5 million, which is doable, and it is a position that we definitely need to strengthen in. Oh, talking of strengthening positions, we need to do something about the centre-back position here. Now, we've been handed a little bit of a Ben White boost, as it were. Obviously, Brighton with the signing of Joel Veltman from Ajax has kind of raised a few eyebrows, because on top of Webster, Dunk, Duffy, Ben White, why do they need another first team centre back? That puts them up to 5. So surely that means a couple of them are going to be going out the door. I mean, Duffy's pretty old now. Maybe he's on his way out. Are they not confident about keeping Ben White? The chairman of Brighton, actually, Tony Bloom? Yeah. Reporting that due to the coronavirus outbreak, there have been some exceptional losses that Brighton have suffered, and they are going to need to regain some of those losses, as most clubs will have done during this time. So that's a big kind of hope for us, because it means that Brighton now have an incentive to either sell or loan with an option to sell Ben White. So either back to the mighty Leeds, and hopefully not to some club like Liverpool or Man City, where he's not really going to be able to get a game off the bench. We recently, as well, one of our main updates was the fact that the QSI potential investments seem to have gone quiet and died off a little bit. But our main backers are the San Francisco 49ers, the NFL club. And I believe their chairman is actually part of the board currently, and they're looking to increase their share. And in doing so, they are going to pump more money into the club, presumably. So, just reading here, and this is according to the New York Times, reputable sources, the 49ers want to buy a larger share of the club after purchasing a 10% stake back in 2018. Andrea Reggiani said that that's all good, that's something he wouldn't mind, he'd be okay with it. And if that investment comes in, you're looking at potentially 30-40 mil getting pumped into the club for these transfer purposes. So yeah, it's not the QSI 200 million investments that we were hoping for, but as backers, they're pretty good, and if the money's coming in, we can put that to good use. But there still hasn't been any kind of concrete signings just yet. I'm hoping that changes this week. Still, fresh rumours going around. But as soon as they come in, I will be sure to let you know, because let's face it, this transfer window is going quick. So hopefully Leeds United can get their act together and put us in a really strong position. That's all from me, and as always, stay safe.